It's in your mouth and in your heart. See, God wants to get us to a place and establish a place into us that we are confident in what we already know. See, he called fishermen. He called me. If he called fishermen and he called me, what you may or may not know about me is I don't have a degree in theology. He called me when I was 7 years old before I even knew what theology was. Right? So here he calls a little girl who's just as hungry for Jesus. That's all I knew. I want to serve Jesus for the rest of my life. I had no clue what I was even asking for. But he still called. See, we are to be people who have a hope in salvation, that all that is needed, because what we read here is that confession unto salvation. What he's reading about is saying that the law, which were the first 5 books of the Bible, not that they were no longer prevalent, but it was no longer the way that things had to be done. Because there was a protocol to be in relationship with God, to be in covenant with God. But here we're reading that faith unto righteousness, not law unto righteousness. I believe that as we bring the power of the gospel to people, the place that we have to be resolved in is it's not about the works of which they will do. It will not even be about the behavior that they immediately show. But it'll be our confidence in knowing the faith that we preach. That is, if they confess with their mouth that they are saved, that it is counted to them righteousness, not ever based on what they're doing. See, the gospel, this message of the gospel brings life. The message of the gospel is life. We are to be bringers of life, bringers of hope. We know that when Jesus, we can read in different accounts, when Jesus is about to heal someone, he'll ask them, what is it that you need? What is it that you want? He didn't just tell them. Why? Because he wanted to give them hope in the places that were a hopeless situation. Whether it was hope that was needed for healing, whether it was hope to be set free. He was bringing hope into his hopeless situation, but he asked, what is it that you need? I believe as this verse was meditating or as I was pondering it, that the word is near you and in your mouth and in your heart. That we would be so convinced of the hope that we can bring that we would never be afraid to ask, what is it that you need?